What's going on, Aces? Welcome back to the channel. So, breaking news. Y'all know I don't do that often, but I wanted to let you know that I just found out that Jasmine Ellis Cooper says, quote, "The yellow ribbon signifies the hope that a loved one serving overseas will return home safe. It's a constant symbol for supporting our troops." So Silas, there he is in the middle. Okay, so it goes left to right, Alex, and then Jason, Silas, his wife Jasmine, Bria, and her boyfriend Simon. Silas, our boy Silas, will be serving overseas. And here's the thing, right? Silas was not a fan favorite, but we're going to keep him lifted up and covered in prayer because even though he is toxic, he is still defending this country, right? And so I definitely, want him to be safe and return home safe to his wife. I would love if he would take that time out to really do some self-reflection. Y'all done drove that man back overseas into the military, okay? He said active duty, sign me up because I'm sure that he was super embarrassed. He went on another YouTuber site, Kimpire, who's one of my favorites, and he was trying to do damage control. And he said, pretty much all the right things. Like, I completely messed up. And he even said, who is that speaking to my wife like that? Like, I don't know who that person is. Sir, it's you. It's you. But I'm glad that he has done some introspection. I hope that the experience, has helped him grow. From what I understand, a lot of reality TV stars have said that the first time seeing themselves on camera, watching that season back, is really eye-opening. I couldn't even imagine if cameras were following me around for, X amount of days or weeks, So I'm sure the experience is jarring. What was even more jarring, I'm sure, for him was having his inflated sense of self, having somebody take a pin to that hot air balloon. That was his ego, because the intranets dragged him for filth, okay, for the way that he spoke to his wife. And I'm hoping that, while he is overseas, not only will he take time to reflect on that, but know that he can grow and mature. He can, learn how to iron his own pants or whatever, dress himself. Because I don't understand how he can be, this elite soldier. And if you guys know anything about the US military, it's very regulated, right? A lot of my family members have served. I've dated somebody who was in the military before, and it didn't work out. It was not for me. It's very regimented, but I understand why, right? I actually worked on an army base for a period of time, and that was a very unique experience in and of itself. And it was a privilege to be there because it was overseas. However, I was glad to come home. I was grateful for the experience, but glad when it was over. And I hope that Silas can take some time to really maybe even work with a therapist that they have over. I mean, they offer the military and our soldiers, especially while they're in the middle of serving, quite a few resources, right? So I do believe that there is a psychologist available on base, if I'm not mistaken. I believe so. I would think so, but I'm not 100% sure. But even if they're not, he could go to someone within his network, because military benefits offers medical. On the flip side, I know that Jasmine is so happy. Child, I know she ready to let her hair down. And of course, she's not going to do anything ridiculous like, step out on him. But I don't know. They're filming next month, so I don't know. But I don't think she would. I don't think that's in her character. But I do feel like she probably has a sigh of relief, right? It reminds me of, a lot of people my grandparents' age, we would hear about stories where women would just be relieved. They could breathe easier when their husbands went to war. Or would they, or not went to war, but when they, would go overseas and serve, because we're not currently in a war, but just going overseas or, taking time out away. Every relationship needs a break, especially someone as needy and just a constant drain. You know what I mean? Like, he would constantly call her, walk through the house like, babe, 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 call her on the phone while she was just running up an errand. That to me is just draining. Just having someone constantly, expecting you to wait on them hand and foot. And a lot of people were like, Silas, this is your wife, not your maid. I know she's happy. I know she is. It reminds me of that scene in Bridgerton. I don't know if you guys have seen Bridgerton. Most people have. It was like 81 million. But where Lady Danbury was sitting around, she was having like a girls' night back then. Even they were playing cards and, just having a good time. But a lot of the women, especially like generals' wives, they could enjoy the status and the privilege and the money of being married, but not have to worry about their husbands being demanding and being in their face. Insert Jasmine Ellis Cooper. Okay. She is going to get the money and hazard pay, by the way, which is nice, right? She gets all the spousal, benefits from the military. She gets the peace of mind, not having to wait on this man hand and foot, being able to just chill with her girls, enjoy Martha's Vineyard, go to the beach. You know what I mean? Just let her hair down and just breathe. Actually have a vacation, because that's what she said to Silas last summer, or whatever, last season when they were filming, that we are on a vacation. He's talking about, a routine. And it's like, yes, sir, you with your, just be all you can be in the army. Please go ahead and head back to the barracks, because it seems like that's where he wants to be. And, some people are just really like that. Like, some people really thrive in that arena, right? Where they need a routine, they need that structure. And if he's one of those people, the U.S. military will gladly give that to him. Okay. 0500 PT, which stands for physical training. Okay. Then you go to the mess hall, you eat breakfast, then you go to work, whatever your assignment is. Then you come back to the mess hall at 12, noon for lunch. Then, dinner, 5 o'clock, lights out by 9 o'clock or whatever, and rinse and repeat. Right. So yes, I am happy for Jasmine. I'm happy for the rest of the castmates too, because I'm sure that they were tired of hearing them be newlyweds. They said that constantly, I'm sure they were tired of the fights. I'm sure that they didn't want to overstep their boundaries, because it is a new married couple and they want to give them their space. But at the same time, you don't want to see your friend, being disrespected. And some of the things that Silas would say to her was just completely out of a lot of the things. Let me not try to sugarcoat it. A lot of the things, and even Amir was like, dude, you can make your own breakfast. Like, he was like, I remember Silas was like, well, I haven't eaten since 8 a.m. in the kitchen, standing in front of the refrigerator. Like, if you don't get your grown, wash your hands, get in there and make you a sandwich and be quiet and go sit down somewhere. So yes, I'm happy for her. I'm happy for him. And I'm happy for the rest of the cast that Silas is not going to be filming. And I'm actually pretty sure that he is grateful to not have the cameras recording his every word and move, because the things that he said, I'm sure, just a part of his upbringing. If you guys remember, he's not, he wasn't born and raised in the US or even in the West. He was born and raised in Liberia, I think, in Africa. So maybe it's cultural, but a lot of the things that he says just doesn't translate. So I'm sure they're both grateful for the break, and maybe they can come back together stronger and better than ever. I want to hear from you guys, though. Drop down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I will talk with you later. Take care, Aces. Bye.